Joining me now is Israeli government spokesman Avi Hyman, who joins us live from Tel Aviv. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for joining us. So much to talk about. Where do we start? I want to start, first of all, with this order of evacuation from the Israeli Defense Forces to the people in Gaza. Basically, half the population, including the population of Gaza City in the north of the country, being told, evacuate. You've got 24 hours to get out. The UN says that's not possible. Why have you told them to get out when you know that that is not possible?
Well, I'm not sure if you could name a conflict in modern history in which there has been no casualties, no civilian casualties. What we're doing, what we're trying very, very hard to do is to make sure that we minimize civilian casualties. So we've said to the people of Gaza, who know Gaza the best, who know where the Hamas positions are, they will know exactly where they should or shouldn't be. We've said, we'll give you some time, vacate the space. We need to smash Hamas. Hamas is ISIS. Hamas has beheaded our people, has slit the throats of babies, has shot over 200 people at a music festival. Hamas has invaded our borders and come for civilians. We're simply saying our fight is with Hamas. We will bring it to Hamas. We will smash Hamas. They will be obliterated. Please step out of the way.
But if those people can't step out of the way, even many people, including, I'd say, the British and American governments that have been very supportive, standing firmly by your side, the Secretary of State of the United States, the Foreign Secretary of the UK, travelling to Tel Aviv to offer their personal support. Even they, we understand, have expressed some concerns about the risk to civilians. Now, look, it is Hamas's choice to put their weaponry carry out their plots in civilian territory, in civilian buildings, often in schools, in hospitals. They don't care about the loss of human life. It's useful to them. It feeds into their whole agenda, victimhood agenda. Are you not, the Israeli government, Israeli Defense Forces, are you not playing into their hands in this action?
I can't think of another possible solution. We're dealing with an organization, Hamas, an ISIS-like organization that is butchering our people. They need to be obliterated from the earth. We're simply saying, move out of the way. I mean, I really could not see another option. There are bad actors around the world, be it their big sponsor, Iran. This is an ISIS-like organization with a state sponsor, Iran. They are watching closely. To the north, Hezbollah are watching closely for weakness. We must do what has to be done. And yes, we have the moral clarity to say, civilians, step out of the way. Our fight is not with you. But that is not the story. The story is what's been inflicted upon the people of Israel. The story is that Israel has to take care of Hamas now. Let me make something clear for your viewers. This is not another round of violence. This is not another cycle of violence. This is the war that ends Hamas. So yes, we say, step out of the way. We're coming for Hamas.
And this is the significant point, isn't it? As you say, this isn't just, as you say, the latest round. This has got to be the end of it, simply because of the sheer, well, the sheer numbers and the sheer brutality of that attack on Israel on Saturday. Can I ask you, though, about what Human Rights Watch, an organisation, has claimed, that Israel has used white phosphorus munitions, which are capable of burning flesh. You've used those in Gaza. Yeah. Russia accused of doing that in Ukraine. Your response to that?
I can tell you without a doubt that the IDF has said that that is not the case. Mm-hmm. And again, this is about an ISIS-style organisation that wants to kill Jews, not only in Israel. They want to kill Jews all over the world. My Prime Minister has labeled this attack the worst day in Jewish history since the Holocaust. So I would ask your viewers to use discretion when allegations of that nature are made against the IDF, which has a record that we stand by. We will do our utmost to avoid civilian casualties. We will also do our utmost to ensure that deterrence returns to our people. I'm not just speaking to you as a spokesman. I speak to you as a father of 4 young children. I speak to you as a father who has had to run repeatedly and repeatedly to a safe room with my children who were crying and not understanding what was going on. I speak to you as a father who had to look at my son, my 3-year-old toddler, in the eye when he was crying the night this operation started, saying, "Daddy, Abba, I don't want to go to sleep. I'm scared that the bad guys will come." This war is exactly about that, about ensuring that the bad guys never come again. This war is black and white, just like the ISIS flag. I'm going to ask all of your viewers to have pure moral clarity at this point. Okay. You're either with us or you're against us. This is evil against good.
Let me ask you about the hostages. Our Defence Secretary Grant Shapps said this morning that it is very likely that there are Brits among those hostages being held. We understand between 130 and 150 believed to have been taken from Israeli territory into Gaza. Does the Israeli government, are you aware of the location of some of those people? Do we know if they're all being held separately or they're being held together? And is there any plan to try and get those hostages back? Is that part of the reason for the ground invasion, or have you given up hope of getting those people back?
Well, I think you can appreciate that I can't speak directly to operations, to what we're planning, what we perceive will happen. What I can reiterate is that these hostages, these people that were abducted, include babies, include elderly, Holocaust survivors. These are civilians. Yes, we understand that some of them are British. They must be released immediately. Our demand to Hamas is that they release those hostages immediately with no terms or conditions. This is against all the rules of war. They must go, they must be freed immediately. And let me make something very clear to those holding the hostages. Anyone who touches the hostages, anyone who inflicts any kind of harm upon those hostages will be found and will be obliterated. It might take a year, it might take 2 years, it might take 20 years, but we will find them and they will pay a heavy price.
A lot of people are hearing a lot of the language that you're using, and understandable language given the horrific brutality and scale of those attacks, that massacre on Saturday by Hamas forces. It sounds a lot, though, like you want vengeance, you want revenge. The entire history of Middle East relations has been basically entrenched in a cycle of revenge, a cycle of attacks like this. Do you think the world, do you think often many in the media, BBC in London included, hold Israel to an unreasonably high expectation that you should act differently as an only democratic state in the Middle East to other Arab, despotic states, some of them authoritarian states, and also the terror groups like Hamas and Hezbollah?
It's definitely true that there is often a double standard held to Israel. That's why I'm calling on everyone to have the purest of moral clarity today. You're with us or you're against us. It's that simple. What we've seen in recent days in a country the size of Wales is a situation by which everybody is affected by it. If you were to come to my neighborhood, you would see hardly a single able-bodied man that hasn't been called up, man or woman, I dare say, that hasn't been called up. You will find hardly a single Israeli that doesn't know someone who was killed or injured. I personally am one person away from at least 5 or 6 of those people. You have seen the country come together in what is likely an unprecedented way at a time of vast political debates. Everybody is rallying around the flag for one purpose: to defeat Hamas once and for all. It's very easy to go back to the old talking points of cycles of violence the old talking points that we all know because we've been here long enough to see the various cycles and the various rounds of violence. This is not another round of violence. This is the end of Hamas. And I want to make it clear to our enemies that are watching, be they Hezbollah in the north or Iran over the horizon, do not try us. This is the end of Hamas, and you could be next.